Here we are about to set up our Q5E hard panel system. We've got our fan over here, we've got our panel system over there. Here's our gauges. This acts as our equipment stand. So there's one strap that we use for daily use. You don't really even have to use that one because you can actually pick the case up like this with these handles. Like these things are actually handles. And we used to supply a shoulder strap, but we found that no one really ever used it. So you can also, when the strap is across here, you can actually pick it up by the strap if you really want to. Have a strap going over top of the handle and pick it up like that, or just use the handle here, put the strap going underneath it, either way. But this case is designed to have the equipment shift around by air if you want to. And you notice when you flip up the lid that there's a handy dandy little piece that covers up that hole there so that this is all protected from dirt and this and that. But for daily use, just back in that position there and it's good to go. So pull the fan out, set it down, probably there is good enough, close the lid, set our gauge up. Here, gauge is inside the bag. All of our quick guides are here. One of the ones that we're going to use is our range configuration guide. So put the rest of them back in here. Open this up. All the cables are there. This is all hooked up, ready to go, so we don't have to re-hook up the gauge side all the time. There's a little strain relief on top of the bag here that holds the umbilical cord, so it's always in position. And so setting up the panels is very fast. I like to set it up. The zippers at the top, so you know where they are. Let's be hunting for them. Flip that down. Take the fan panel out. And we always put the small sliding panel on the door side. If we didn't, what will happen when you get the panel installed is you try to put it in and the fan will run into the door here. So you'll realize right away it's not going to work. So the first one we put in is the fan panel, and there's no doorstop on the way. I like to, if possible, put it on this side of the doorstop so it's a little more secure. So just slide the panel into position, actuate the expansion lever, and this cleat here takes all of the load. So the Velcro does not take any of the load that's on this strap. All the Velcro does is stop this from dangling around. So we just put that up there to keep it out of the way. Pull this one taut, attach the Velcro to keep it out of the way. In this case, take our small filler sheet, which is here. The small filler sheet goes in like that and seals up the remaining hole. So check it for stability. Sometimes what will happen is if you put a lot of expansion out here, you can make the doorway loose again. So always check it just before you put the fan in. Then we'll take the X panel, X because it expands in the X direction. And the way I do it is I can expand it out like this, so it's roughly the height that I want. Slide it up into position, pull back ever so gently, put the strap in the cleat. About a 20-pound pull is plenty. Make sure it's up all the way. So that's got this hole in. All this does is stop the air from going through the hole. There's no load put on this. We take the XY panel. Important when you pick it up, don't pick it up like this because you could rip it right off. It slides, so on. Pick it up like this so that you're stopping it from sliding apart. So that goes in again with the small panel on this side so they all line up properly. Expand this out like that. Expand it up like that. A little bit of tension there, hardly any at all. I want to get the height right. So what I do is I'll pull down on this and also push up with my hand there to try and pull these two together so that all the load is not put on this cleat. So that action is something like this. You can see how they're all pulling together there quite nicely. Then we put a little bit of side action on these cleats, a little more on these cleats here, feels a rubber spring in there. Might just check this one. A little bit more in there. It's good. Feels solid. I want to check this one again. This one feels really solid. I won't bother retightening it. And the step that I always forget is to take this red tube here and pass it through this hole. This is the tube that measures the pressure across the doorway. Make sure you don't drop this in a puddle of water, or the system will appear to work, but it will give very, very bad readings. So we pull this through. So we've got 2 feet on this side, the other 10 feet on this side. We throw it out of the way of the fan, and we don't want the fan blowing in that tube because it will cause all kinds of erroneous readings to occur. And now we can take the fan, guiding it with our knee, or our thigh, I guess, and slide it into the hole. Get that notch to line up there. And then slide it around. So there's a kind of a bayonet mount, I guess they call that. We need some power. So we take our power cord, plug it in there. The green light comes on, indicating we've got power. Come over here, and we attach the yellow, what they call Ethernet cable, and then the yellow tube, which is the flow pressure tube. And we want to get these tubes out of the way from in front of the fan, so I just take them off to the side like this, getting them out of the way. This plug here to charge the DM2 should only be plugged in if the DM2 needs charging. If you charge it every day, then the batteries will soon lose their ability to hold charge, so only use this if absolutely necessary. So that's ready to go. And over here we come and turn our gauge on, hit the mode switch, and just watch our gauge for a few minutes to see what kind of a background pressure that we have there. There's a large background pressure. One option is to use the baseline reading, which will take it out, but right now we have only 0.1. Let's say in this instance we wanted to measure the equivalent leakage area of the room in square inches. So we hit our mode key, and I can set the speed at enough speed just to get the fan going. If the fan is creating too much pressure in the room, watch the pressure gauge. You can press exit to stop it. So I'm going to go set speed to 5, enter. The arrow should be pointing straight up and down. We're already at 20 pascals, so we could go set pressure 10, 0, enter. And it's already reading out our leakage area at around 300 square inches. And that's all there is to setting up the fan.